Close your eyes for a moment. You're standing in a forest just before dawn. The air is cold, not hostile, just honest. The kind of cold that sharpens attention. Your body knows something your mind hasn't said yet. You're hungry. Not metaphorically, not spiritually, actually hungry, physically. Ahead of you, between the trees, something moves. A stag. Large, powerful, rare. If you catch it, your life changes, not forever, but meaningfully. Food for weeks, strength, security, momentum. But your instincts hesitate. You can't take it alone. Somewhere in the forest, unseen, unheard, there's another hunter. And the rule is simple. If both of you commit, the stag is yours. If either of you defects, the stag is gone. Closer to you, almost mocking you with its nearness, you hear movement again. It's a hare, small, nervous, but catchable. It won't change your life, but it will guarantee tonight's meal. And now the real question arrives. Not what do you want, but what are you willing to risk trusting another human being to get? This is the Stag Hunt, and it's one of the deepest models we have for understanding human cooperation, fear, leadership, and regret. Formally, the Stag Hunt is a classical game theory scenario. It illustrates the conflict between social cooperation and individual self-interest. 2 players, 2 strategies. Each hunter can choose the stag, which requires coordination, high reward, and total failure if the other defects. The hare can be hunted alone. There's a lower reward, but a guaranteed payoff. So here's the structure. You've got stag-stag, which is both cooperate, both win big. You've got hare-hare, which is both play it safe, both survive modestly. Or you've got stag-hare or hare-stag, of course. One risks cooperation and gets nothing. The other secures a small but safe gain. This is not a story about greed. It is a story about risk under uncertainty, because the stag is objectively better, but only if you believe the other person will stay. And this matters. The stag hunt is often misunderstood as a morality tale. It isn't. Unlike the prisoner's dilemma, this isn't about betrayal or deception. No one wants to screw the other over. The fear is subtler and far more human. It's what if I commit and they don't? Game theory gives us language for this. There are 2 Nash equilibria in this example. The stag is the payoff, which is the dominant payoff, and it's the best outcome for everyone. But you've got the hare also, which is risk dominant, the safest outcome under uncertainty. Most humans default to the risk dominant equilibrium, not because it's better, but because it's safer if trust fails. This is the hidden architecture of mediocrity. Imagine you're sitting at a table. There's a proposal in front of you, ambitious, coordinated, long-term. If everyone commits, the upside is humongous, enormous, life-changing. But it requires delayed gratification, shared sacrifice, and mutual exposure. You scan the room. Someone avoids eye contact. Someone clears their throat. Someone says, let's manage expectations. And suddenly you feel it, that tightening in the chest. If you push and they don't, you're exposed. If you hesitate, no one has to risk anything. So you soften your stance. You compromise. You choose something achievable. You didn't betray anyone. You chose the risk-dominant equilibrium, the hare. And the stag never even gets a chance to run. Your nervous system doesn't calculate payoffs. It calculates threat. The hare offers certainty, autonomy, independence, and immediate reward. The stag offers coordination, vulnerability, dependency, but delayed payoff. And from an evolutionary perspective, the hare is rational. Your body asks, if this fails, do I still survive? The hare says yes. The stag says it depends on someone else. And your biology does not like it depends. And this is why, because cooperation feels fragile, trust feels expensive, safety brings and feels boring, but it's irresistible. Meaning has always required overriding instinct. Relationships are one of the purest stag hunt environments. The stag is deep intimacy, honesty that risks rejection, shared growth, emotional interdependence. The hare is emotional self-containment, surface harmony, avoiding difficult conversations. I'll handle myself, essentially. Both partners want connection. Both fear being the only one who shows up fully. So both hedge, both protect, both stay partially armed. And years later, they say, it's just lost its spark. No, it lost coordination. It's late and you're lying in bed, phone in hand. There's something you could say, something honest, something that would change the temperature of the relationship. You imagine two futures. In one, they meet you there, they are there with you. In the other, they don't. And now they know where you stand. So you say something lighter, safer, recoverable. You chose the hare, not because you didn't care, but because of the cost of caring being too high. Rousseau introduced the stag hunt to talk about early human cooperation. The idea was simple. Humans thrive when they keep social contracts. But once people do defect, once someone hunts the hare while others commit to the stag, trust collapses. And here's the psychological damage. Once you've been the only one who stayed, you don't fear failure anymore. You fear being foolish. So you become cautious, strategic, detached. People call it cynicism, but cynicism is just memory that hasn't healed. Entire cultures can get trapped in the hare equilibrium. Low trust societies that overregulate, overcontract, under-cooperate. Everyone protects themselves. No one risks coordination. Everyone survives narrowly. High trust societies hunt stags. Shared norms, long-term thinking, collective sacrifice, generational payoff. The tragedy? Everyone prefers the stag, but no one wants to be first. This isn't about blind trust, it's about engineering cooperation. So you should make your intentions visible. Ambiguity kills coordination. You should reduce downside risk. Trust grows when failure isn't catastrophic. Reward cooperation publicly. Signals matter more than speeches. Watch behaviour, not promises. Stag hunters stay when it's inconvenient, and then know when to exit. Refusing to hunt with hare hunters is not betrayal, it's clarity. Wisdom isn't never trusting. Wisdom is knowing who can coordinate. You're back in the forest and the stag is still there. So is the hare. This choice will return. In love, in leadership, in purpose, in the kind of man or woman you decide to become. And when it does, remember this. The greatest failures in life are not caused by lack of talent. They are caused by mutual hesitation. Because the tragedy of the stag hunt isn't that the stag escapes, it's that everyone wanted it, and no one trusted enough to stay.